So it finally happened. Trae Young is finally off the Atlanta Hawks. They traded his ass to Washington. Washington's gonna give him that bag, so maybe he's happy with that. I don't know. I'm gonna come step in and I'm gonna fix the Washington Wizards. For a majority of their existence, Washington has been dog shit. But we're here to change it today. Chad Wickinton has stepped in the building. So this is what the roster is looking like to start off. You know, Trae Young, obviously the best player on our team. A lot of people saying he's washed. Small point guards don't got a place in this league. That's cap. I still believe Trae Young is an all-NBA caliber player. He's going through some injuries. He's kind of messed up right now, but I still believe he has a lot of basketball left in him. Our second best player is Alex Sarr. He's a young and upcoming center. He's a great cornerstone center to have on the team. He's the modern prototype, 7 foot. He could shoot everything we would want in a big man. Keyshawn George has some potential. Koulibaly has been wishy-washy. Trae Johnson also has a decent amount of potential. And then the rest of the players on this team, I could really just trade them. So we got a lot to work with. The only issue is I don't know what direction we want to take. Trae Young is a decent amount older than the rest of our core. So I don't know if I want to trade him again, try to flip him, see if I can find anything else, or do I want to keep him with the young core and see what we got. I'm gonna simulate about a month and just see where we're standing at. So a month in, we're sitting at 5-13, which is, pretty much where I thought we'd be at. The main issue we got right now, we don't own the rights to our first round pick. So I'm gonna go over to Memphis and just see what it takes to try to get our pick back. Okay, so now we have the rights to our first round pick. So I think we're gonna go all in on the tank. I'm gonna trade away whatever, decent players we have, and then just try to get as many assets as I can back for them. So I'm gonna try to trade away Bagley and Chris Middleton. So I was able to trade for DeAndre Hunter, and I think I'm gonna flip him again. I'm gonna trade him to Detroit, which is actually pretty good value with a first round pick in 2028, which probably wouldn't be too valuable, but it is a first round pick. Chris Middleton contract is kind of large, so I wasn't able to get the greatest packages for him. So I think I'm just gonna keep him on the team for now. So after those few trades I made, we are a little bit worse than we were to start off with, which we are already ass, so we're even more ass now. But so yeah, I'm just gonna continue the tank. I'm just gonna simulate the rest of the season, and hopefully by the end of the year, we ended up with the first overall pick. So we finally reached the end of the season, and guess who won the MVP? Freak man Jokic. I still don't understand why this picture keeps popping up every time he wins the MVP. The picture creepy as hell. But Cooper Flag won Rookie of the Year. Khalil Ware, 6th man of the year. He on his Jokic shit. Look at him. And then Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Khalil Ware also won Most Improved. Back with the pose again. Clutch Player of the Year. Cade. Cutting down. Mike Brown. Wow, he looked goofy as hell in this game. Holy shit. Why does Mike Brown look like that? We ended off with 19 wins. Easily makes us the worst team in the league, which is exactly what we're aiming for. So we completed our goal for the season. So now we're about to go to the draft and see what we can get. We're projected to get the #1 overall pick and the 14th overall pick. Let's see how this play out though. Oh my God. We dropped from 1 to 5. It's actually so nasty. But this keeps on happening with the Wizards. They usually don't get a high overall pick. They had Alex Sarr that 1 year, but besides that, they usually get like the 5th pick or something. 7th pick, Bilal Koulibaly. 6th pick, Trae Johnson. Like, they don't usually select in the top 3 regardless. But I think I am going to try to get in the top 3 because the top 3 in this draft are big hitters. This is all they want right here. I'm going for it. All right, so now we got the 2nd overall pick. You have that pick right there. Okay. So we gave him like 4 first-round picks. We gave him like 4 second-round picks and 2 first-round picks or something like that. We gave him a decent amount of picks and we gave him Grant Williams back. But now we have the 2nd and the 15th overall pick. I'm going to trade these 2 picks. I'm going to trade these 2 second-round picks for future second-round picks. We have no use for them right now. I think we're going to go with Cameron Boozer. Yeah, it don't really matter who we get. At this point, I'm just going to draft, the best available on the board, which would be Mikael Brown Jr. I'm going to try to get Paul Reed off the books. I trade away anything. Just, I do this trade right here just to get him off the books. So we're going to make the offer to Trae Young right there. Try to bring him back to the team. So just like that, we brought Trae Young back to the team. Our team still isn't the greatest. Like I said, it's just a lot of young talents. Within 2 to 3 years, I think we're going to be pretty nice because we got like 10 young players that all got a decent amount of potential. If I can bring Kenny Hustle on, I'll do that. Those 2 wanted to sign, bringing K Rich onto the team. And I think that's going to be it for right now. At this point, I think our roster is pretty full already. So if you look at the player progression right here, Alex Sarr went up to 85 overall. Trae Johnson made a pretty big leap I think he was like a 78. Now he's an 84 overall. Bilal Coulibaly went up a little bit. Keyshawn George went up a little bit. Carrington went up as well. So our young players are starting to progress a little bit. Trae Young did go down. I don't expect that to keep going down. But going into next season, you know, our expectations are a little bit higher than they were this year. We literally were trying to be the worst team in the league. At this point, we are not. I don't think we're gonna try to compete for a championship quite yet, but we should definitely be a lot better than we were last year. I'm still kind of undecided what we're gonna do with Trae Young. You know, we might end up shipping him off to another team. I'm gonna do the same thing we did last season, just to gauge where we're at. I'm gonna simulate the first month, but this is what the depth chart is gonna look like. You know, Trae Young, Coulibaly. Wow, I butchered his name crazy. Bilal Coulibaly. You know, George, Boozer, Sarr, Trey Johnson, Carlton, Robinson, Brown, you know, Landale off the bench. Like I said, our team isn't the worst. I do see us being able to make a playing push with this team, especially with us being in the East. So we're sitting at 12-9, which is not the greatest, but is about, where I was expecting us to be at. Alex Sarr has been injured. He has been injured for about 2 weeks, so majority of that time I was simulating. He wasn't even playing. He is our second best player, so obviously missing him. At this point, we're sitting at 22-19, which is barely above 500. I am starting to lose faith that we're going to do anything at all, especially this season. If I tank and then we get another first-round pick, it's like, so what? We already got a lot of young talent. We reached the end of the regular season. Wembanyama won the MVP. Darian Peterson, wow, he averaged 21 points, won the Rookie of the Year. McCain, 6-man, Wembanyama. These don't matter. Somehow, even though for a majority of the season, a lot of our key players were injured, we snuck our way into the play-in tournament. Do I think we're going to do anything even if we sneak into the playoffs? Nah, we probably getting swept in the first round. I'm going to simulate through game. Oh, okay. All right, we won the first game. All right, so this is win or go home right here. Right here is win or go home. I'm going to simulate that with Simcast. I'm going to simulate this right here. All right, at this point, it kind of looks like they're pulling away. I don't know. All right, they have 20. 10. Okay, yeah, they knocked this out. Which was to be expected. I don't even remember if we had the rights to our first-round pick this year. If we did, it probably wouldn't be too high regardless. Actually, it's a top 10 pick, which is actually kind of decent. So even though we're still trying to be competitive, we ended up with a 10th overall pick. We could use a backup center, so I'm gonna go trade for this dude right here with a 10th overall pick. He is still, I believe, only 20 years old, so he'll still fit in nicely with our young core. The main goal this offseason, just retain our young guys. Maybe, we might trade around a few of them. Maybe we can get someone in the free agency class. Wow, they already making $70 million and stuff. I don't even know if we got anything remotely close to that in our cap space, if I'm being honest. I'm a front end all these contracts. But when it comes to free agency, I think most of our money's locked up, so I don't really think we can even go after anybody. All right, so it's clear we're not gonna be able to get anyone in free agency. It's clear now we're not gonna be able to trade for anybody. I'm just gonna go to the player progression real quick, just to see, exactly, where our players are sitting at. So Trae Young still sitting at 87 overall. Alex Sarr made that jump to match him, so we got 287s. Trey Johnson stayed about the same. Cameron Boozer barely went up. Keyshawn George stayed about the same. So I think it's at this point where, most of these young guys are plateauing. I don't think Keyshawn George is gonna get much better. If anything, he's gonna be like an 86 overall at his peak. I might try to weigh some of these young players, try to be a little bit more competitive. I'm not trying to have a 20-year rebuild. The stuff we could just trade for is not gonna do much for us. But going into the regular season with the roster we got as constructed, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna end up, probably a 7-6 seed and get knocked out in the first or second round. I'm going to do the same thing I do every season to start off the year. I'm going to simulate 1 month and just gauge where we at. So we're pretty much exactly where I thought we'd be at, 12-8, which is somehow the third seed in the East, which is kind of nasty. But a lot of our guys are on fire. I don't know, because if I trade away some of these young guys, they might progress to be a little bit better, or they might stay stagnant. Regardless, Trae Young is gonna stay stagnant. He's gonna stay where he is regardless. I can get an old ass Stephen Curry. So we're in a weird predicament. I'm gonna simulate one more month. Hopefully after that I have a better idea of where we're at. Cause even so how we are, we're still the number 4 seed in the East, which isn't the greatest, but it is decent. So I would just propose this trade right here, and it's kind of intriguing because we can get Keontae George, which is he's about 5 years younger than Trae Young, so he fits the timeline better. And he's also significantly cheaper. We're gonna save about $30 million a year. So if I'm being honest, that might be the move to do because I don't think we're gonna get anything of value for trading Trae Young. So I don't really know about getting Jimmy Butler though. Let me see if I can try to find a way to finesse it. All right, I'm just gonna go through with this trade right there. So Trae Young is officially off the Wizards. We got a little bit cheaper, a little bit younger. I'm gonna try to trade Moses Moody just to get rid of the cap space, and then I'm gonna trade. I might trade away Whitmore. I don't even know. Since we are trying to be competitive, I'm gonna keep them on the team for the time being, and let's just see how it goes. Hopefully, they help us get a few more wins, and then at the end of the season, I probably am gonna ship them both off. So this is a season I wanted to turn it around. We're sitting at 19-21. I feel like our team is a lot better than that. I don't know why we are losing so many games. It doesn't hurt to switch things up. So I'm gonna go through with this trade. Like I said, I'm not really expecting us to win the championship this year. I'm just expecting us to be a competitive playoff team, hopefully a second round exit. But ever since we made that trade, hey, we haven't lost a game since. Okay, it makes sense. He plays the game the right way. He plays with a lot of grit. He does all the little things right. Like, I don't know, like he's a winning player. Like, do that trade right there to get Miles Bridges just to, make our depth a little bit better. We really like 11 players deep, 12. Like our roster is deep. Only issue is we don't have enough star power. But we will eventually, once our players progress and eventually reach that level. Concaniple is kind of at that level already. That's why I feel like since we traded for him, we've been a much better team. We've been much improved. We're still not exactly where I want to be. We are the 4th seed in the East. We've basically been hovering around that most of the season. I'm gonna try to get a top 2 seed. Maybe we might end up 3rd. We'll see where we'll be at the end of the season. Shea won MVP, smiling big as hell. Tyrone Strokes, rookie, Khalil Ware. All right. Let's get to the real awards. Yeah, I don't know. We might have somebody in here. I don't know. We ain't get nobody. I mean, we got Sar in the all defensive team. Okay. We got some type of representation. Wow. So we kind of fell flat in our expectations for the season. I do believe we can beat the Magic. If we flame out in the first round, that would be pretty disappointing. We won game 1, lose game 2, win game 3, win game 4. And then we kind of took care of business pretty easily against the Magic, and they were the 3rd seed. So I don't know what's going on with that. So now we're going against the 2nd seed Hawks. I don't know if we can win that. All right. I mean, we won 1. What is this Hawks team looking like now? Jalen Johnson, Ricochet. So it's basically the same team they got in real life still. The same core of Johnson, Ricochet, and Porzingis. But I believe we should be able to beat this team still, though. And we win game 3. We win game 4. Oh, my God. We taking care of business, low-key. So now we're matching up against the 4th seed Pistons. They've only lost 2 games so far. I mean, shit, I didn't even notice we only lost 2 games as well. So we might have a chance of going to the finals. Low-key, we already beat expectations. We won the first game as well. Wow. I wasn't expecting us to go this far. We won game 2. We won game 3. Oh, my God. We won the... I almost said we won the chip. Got ahead of myself. We swept them. So we swept them to make it to the finals. It's kind of nuts. We kind of exceeding expectations. Oh, my God. Okay, we're going against Cooper Flag. They've only lost 3 games in the playoffs so far, but hey, we've only lost 2. Maybe this is an even matchup. They are the 1st seed. They won 62 games. Who's on that roster? What's that team looking like now? Cooper Flag, Kyrie Irving, AD. It's the same squad they got in real life. How the hell did he win 62 games? I guess Cooper Flag just really him and trio of stars at this point in time. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. They won game 1. We won game 2. They won game 3. Oh my God. We really down 3-1. Now, which route is this gonna take? Are we gonna be on our Bron shit, or are we just gonna get fucked? I don't know. If they gentlemen sweep us, that's highly disappointing. Oh my God. What the fuck? No fucking way. Nope, not enough. I'll give you all these second round picks as well. I have no use for them. And they did it. Okay. All right, that's decent. That's decent. That's decent. Hold on, let me see who even is in this draft class. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, could I move up a little bit more? If I can move into the top 3, wow, his eyes are spread out crazy. Let me see if I can move up a little bit. So that's not enough right there. What if I throw in that second round pick again? Oh, ooh. All right, so we got it. So we got the second overall pick. Miles Bridges was a small forward that season for us. We got a young, cheaper, better replacement. Welcome aboard, Mr. Marcus Spears Jr. And he signed. So I believe that should be enough. I think we have enough players on our roster. Cameron Boozer developed a decent amount. He's at 80. He's sitting at an 89 overall. It looks like he's the best player on our team so far. Alex Starr stayed at an 88. I believe that's probably his ceiling. He's capped off. He's been about an 88 for 2 seasons now. Keontae George stayed at the 87. Trae Johnson went up a little bit. So we went to the finals. We kind of blew our expectations out the water. I would believe if you add the second overall pick to a team that made the finals, they would be better. I don't know. I don't know how the 2K is going to try to play us. I think we finally reached that point where our season is either championship or bust. So I'm going to do the same thing we do every single season. I'm going to simulate 1 month and just see where we're sitting at. I do have super high expectations for us this season, and we lose the first 2 games of the year. How was this the worst season we've had so far? So we're about 3 months in, and holy shit, we are a disgrace. And I feel like I don't know what the right direction is. I don't know if we should trade away this young talent. So I think I'm going to do this trade right here. We don't really have a backup power forward, so I'm going to go trade for Caleb Wilson. Cam Whitmore is going in the trade. Walker Kessler, and he's just gonna be, whoa, why is this a trade that's available to us? I was just trying to trade away Walker Kessler for like some more bench depth. Hey man, we'll take him. What the hell? No, I'm gonna do this trade because we also gonna get back Trae Man as well. So I'm gonna go get this trade done right there. But wow, Tyrese Maxey really just fell into our lap. Like, what the hell? Yeah, our team looking super nice. We got significantly better. We are currently 28 and 27. I expect us to at least have like 55 wins. So we reached the end of the season. Anthony Edwards won MVP. CJ, it don't matter. It don't matter. Did end up having 49 wins, which is a big turnaround to where we were at the. I believe at the time we were 28 and 28. So we went about 21 and 5. I'm gonna simulate the first game. So we won the first game against the Heat. We up 2-0, 2-1, 2-2. Come on. We lost 3 games in a row. Is that right? Wait, hold on. We down 3-2. Come on, bro. We going to a game 7 in the first round against the 5th seed. I mean, we are the 4th seed, but come on, bro. This is a very pivotal game. We going to game 7 in the first round, but I still believe we can win the championship. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. We up about 22. Yeah. It's only, we up about 25 a minute ago. No way they coming back, right? Okay. Wow, that was a lot of work just to get into the second round. I can't believe we got took to 7 games by that Miami Heat. But we are going against the first seed Toronto Raptors. We won the first game. Tyrese Maxey just came back. 1-1. We down 2-1. Bro, like, are we being serious right now? Are we really down 3-1 in the second round? Like, what is going on? All right, 3-2. Oh, man. Like, I just added Daniel Gafford. That's basically it. Just added Daniel Gafford and brought back the same roster. Offseason looking like a success so far. Cameron Boozer up to a 92 overall. Tyrese Maxey stayed the same. Knipple, Sar, and Johnson. I mean, Knipple and Sar stayed the same. They are who they are at this point. Trae Johnson went up a little bit. Marcus Spears made a huge jump from his rookie season to now. He low-key has the potential to be the best player on his team. George Brown staying about the same. Carlton went up a decent amount. But yeah, besides that, we are in a predicament where we have too much point guard talent. We have Maxey, George Brown, and Carlton. Development of our young guys like Cameron Boozer and Marcus Spears Jr. made me believe this might be the season we finally put it all together and win the championship. Look at this. Starting off the season 3-4. Holy shit. So we reached the end of the season. Shea won MVP again. None of this really matter. Where our guys at, man? Did we finally make an All-NBA team? Of course not. Even as good as the season we had, we finished with 58 wins. We still only ended up as the 2nd seed. We're going against the Raptors in the first round. Hopefully we just, get it over with, sweep them, show some dominance. Yup. And we do just that. So we sweep them. We sweep the Raptors in the first round. We might be able to. I think we can sweep the Magic as well. I think we are that nice. Well, they won the first game and they won the second game. You're not going to sit here and tell me that we're going to lose 3 games in a row in the second round against the Magic. And we didn't. Thank God. But even that, we can't. All right, come on, bro. Okay, we 2-2. 3-2. Okay. 3 in a row. We just need one more win. Okay, we went down 0-2, but we ended up winning 4 in a row to take out the Magic. Now we in the conference finals against the Hawks. I believe we should be able to sweep them as well. They are the 5th seed. I don't even know how they made it this far, but we are about to sweep them. No, they won 1 game. Okay. But no, we got the gentleman sweep. And then the Suns made it to the finals. I believe this is finally the year. Like, if we don't win this year, we are never going to win ever. We are up 2 games. We are up 3 games. This is finally the time. Simulate through game. 1 button. Going to change the course of this franchise. And we finally... Oh my God. This was so much harder than it was supposed to be. We were supposed to win the chip last year. I don't know how we didn't win last year, but damn. Damn, that took like 6 years. Bro, we like 6 seasons deep to get 1 chip. That's kind of disappointing, but we finally did it. If y'all like the video, just like, subscribe, leave a little comment in the comment section. Tell me what team you want me to rebuild next. And that's it. We out.